Good morning. Check. All right, awesome. So our audio is working. Good morning, everybody. Very tired today. And I just woke up. But I had a very busy week with work and with school and going to the gym. So after my Monday stream of passing the challenge, I didn't trade. I was going ahead and I was reading the contract, and then I went ahead and I signed it on Wednesday and stuff like that. So now you can see in this top right corner, we've got a PA account, so a performance account, which means we are good, which means we are active. And yeah, that's about it. Obviously, I woke up a little late, so we're kind of just watching this one play out, even though I still could have gotten in the trade. I do need to dial back on my contract sizing now that we've passed. We'll go with 5 contracts, see how we perform with that, and then go ahead and obviously adapt and make any changes if we need to. Alright, so what we're watching right now is that break of that orange line that I drew, that horizontal line. This was the 9:30 open, obviously. It's right around 9:30. The other area I'm looking at is this next break where we're getting close to, but my main concern is that we might start ranging a little bit. It's a Monday. Let's go ahead and let's see what news we have. Okay, nothing too crazy on the news. There's a bunch of FOMC speakers today, though, but that happens around 1. Alright, we can see how we're ranging a bit. Might be an idea to get in on this break. But like I said, I woke up a little late, and it's a Monday, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm feeling pretty sleepy. So I'm okay with not getting anything. I don't want to be too eager to start off this account. Since we can go ahead and we can get payouts from it, I want to make sure that we're being cautious, right? My next evaluation account starts on the 11th. So we're going to be running this PA account and an evaluation account at the same time. Ooh, there's there's a lot of rejection here. So, and it's literally right on top of where I want to put my stop loss if I do get in. I don't think I like it anymore. All right, we canceled that. That was so close to hitting us in too. We would have been. That's where I wanted to put my stop if we got in the trade. So let's see how that looks. Um, but yeah, that was so close to hitting us in. It's just kind of ranging, being pretty choppy right now, which is fine. It's Monday, so that makes sense. A lot of the traders are kind of feeling the market out. Boom. All right, so it'd be in the trade. There's also a little resistance level right here on the upside, and then one here again, which I was a little worried about, but we'll just see how it plays out. A little bit of forward testing, right? Like I said, I'm pretty tired, and I just woke up, so we're not we're not fully awake. I'm not really locked in, so I don't want to put any risk up if I'm not completely focused, if I'm not entirely there, right? I'm gonna be right back. So I'm gonna have you guys just watch the charts real quick, and then I'll be like 2 3 minutes, okay? And then when I come back, we'll see what happened. So, as we could see while I was in the bathroom, as you guys were watching, went ahead and we would have gotten tapped in on this orange line, right, where I wanted that break. And then obviously we were just ranging a little too much, right? Prices being a little indecisive early in this Monday morning open, and it would have hit our stop loss. My stop loss was a little close, but I mean that was 20 points, right? There's enough room if we're gonna have our trade move into our favor, then we should be fine. So it looks like here it would have just hit. Price was 13, so we're gonna say 33. 30 is good. Yeah, so let's see how far we are in the stream. We're not too far off. Um, all right, that's 33. We're not too far into the stream. But obviously, based on what we see going on, it looks like we're gonna be ranging a bit, which is okay. It's just Monday, not stressing. Nice. So that's 13 points right now. Let's see what it does. We're not in it, obviously, but so that might have even been a good take profit because you could see on the previous structure point, we went ahead and we had a higher low right here, right? And you could see price went right to where this higher low was. So that could have been arguably a really good exit as well. Um, I would want to be shooting down here, but obviously there's so much buildup, right? You can see all the buildup. So there's kind of a lot of levels that we would have had to have broken through um, to keep on moving lower, right? Because price was kind of climbing up, creating these stairs, which we have to break through if we're coming down on the other end. It didn't hit the stop loss yet. But as you could obviously see, we went ahead and we had price go for 10 points, 13 points, right? And then it went back up. So now from here, 30 points up to where our stop loss was. So yeah, we're kind of just ranging right now, at least in the early morning. Price wants to decide where it wants to go, which is okay. Monday mornings can be like that. Price can be a little indecisive, especially when you have a lot of structure points, right? Kind of building us up over it from Sunday night into today, into this morning. And then even early this morning, right, we kind of fell when we finished off the week pretty strong. Yeah, we finished off the week pretty bullish. So it looks like we just kind of fell off this morning and then obviously climbing our way back up early this morning into now us ranging because prices, the traders are being a little indecisive with their positions. They're trying to figure out, okay, well, what's going to happen this week, right? Everybody's doing their analysis, seeing what the other traders are doing. So it's just kind of like cautionary day this morning, especially with some FOMC speakers speaking. Um, Later in this afternoon, a lot of traders are going ahead and putting their positions in for that, whatever analysis or whatever their strategy may be, implementing those news events into their trading, right? Yeah, I think we'll hop off at 10. Um, just because, like I said, Monday, I don't want to just be sitting here watching the charts. I'll go ahead and I'll look through them throughout the day. But if I'm not getting into an immediate trade early in the morning, right? Based on my work schedule, this will be right around where my trading hours start to end, depending on when I work. So yeah, I'm gonna take today, rest a little bit, and got a lot of other things to do. But yeah, the great, the good lesson here is that not every day you need to take a trade, right? And that's something that some people don't understand, especially when you're a new trader and you think, oh, every day I need to trade, every day I need to try and make money, right? We're looking, this is a game of probabilities, right? We're looking for our strategy, we're looking for our way of trading. We want the math to make sense, we want the charts to be easy to read, right? We want to be able to say, okay, well, here's what's going on with whatever my strategy is, and based on what I see, then I can get into a decent trade, right? Like over here, obviously this is hindsight. Okay, hindsight is when you're looking into when you already have price action. So I could go ahead and I could lie and be like, oh, I would have gotten into a trade here because there's so many resistance points, and then when it breaks, it'll go ahead and it'll go super high, and it'll no, I would not have gotten into a trade here because there's so many resistance points, and in my head, it's probably gonna come down again if we get to this price level. So that's a little riskier, in my opinion, but what I would have done is I would have used this and seen that this price comes down and it's bouncing off of it, right? So now we're using this resistance as support going up. So I would have taken this. I would have put my order for here to enter here. And then since we've got a pretty decent push down on the bearish end, right? Then I think we could get up at least to here because you can see we have a little turnaround, and that's where that bearish end kind of collapses a bit, and it looks like we go so from here to about the top of this peak is a little under 20 points, and then to up here is a little under 30 points. So not bad at all. Not bad at all. And you can see too that it even uses this level as support and then shoots higher again. So yeah, so just looking again, that's my strategy. That's what I would have done. Um, Look, could have taken this trade again. It looks like it went the it went 16 points this time. Um, we'll see what it does. Again, we're just watching today. But yeah, but you don't have to take a trade every day, right? If I would have taken this trade, then we would have gotten stopped out. If I would have taken this one, we'd be in profit right now. Which it's not. It's not necessarily a bad thing because I went ahead and I already decided, okay, well, we're not putting the risk today for this, and this reason, right? Um, and whether those reasons are valid or not, you know, I mean, that's completely dependent on yourself and then on what the markets are actually doing. Like, you just need to be highly self aware on if you're going to be capable to do anything and perform, accurately, right? Um, I didn't know that price was going to go ahead and chop around, right? We almost went ahead and got into this trade at the top. We almost went ahead and, well, this one we didn't, but we could have almost went ahead and gotten into this trade down low, right? We could have gotten into this third one, right? But I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know what's going to happen with price. I didn't know price was going to go ahead and drop 20, 20 points, a little more than 20, but yeah, a little more than 20 points. I didn't know it was going to drop a little more than 20 points, right? And then we would have been in profit. Um, I can't. It's not a fortune telling game. It's a probability game, right? It's flipping a coin. This one didn't work. This one worked. This one didn't work. Tomorrow's will work. The one on Wednesday won't work, and then the one on Friday will work. It's just there's a bit of luck to it, but it's like that saying goes: is you need to put yourself in the situation. You need to put that risk up front to and try and find those opportunities and be taking action, be taking trades to find that luck, to find um, that trade, that profitable trade. And that obviously goes ahead and that works into having a good strategy, going ahead and having good implementation of that strategy, having good trade management, having good mental self, uh, just like self awareness and being aware of what you're thinking while you're taking trades. This goes in with trade management, but what you're thinking about, what you're doing, what are your actions, what's kind of hindering you, what's making you hesitate, right? You got to know all these things, and then you got to figure out if that's a valid hesitation or if it's a valid reason to take action. And it's just being people don't really talk about how much psychological effort trading takes, right? That's crazy. Yeah, it's a lot of work, right? And it's obviously going to take time and practice. Uh, no, no, no. Okay, so wait. If you guys can see the dotted line, I just wanted to see if it'll hit the stop loss again. Well, where we put the stop loss. Obviously, I would have been out of the trade already if we did take it, but because I do my trailing stop. But we'll just for fun if you didn't move it. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, trading is a lot of mental and a lot of self awareness and being aware and accountable. You need to be self accountable for what you're doing and making sure that the actions you're taking or the actions you're not taking right are valid, whether that be for strategy reasons, whether that be how I'm saying, okay, well, I'm very tired right now, so I know to myself that I'm not going to be able to perform and read the chart how I would want, right? And I also see that the chart isn't performing necessarily how I want. So I'm not going to put my risk up there to go ahead and possibly lose a trade when I've already determined a few factors on why I don't need to be taking a trade today, right? We already got news coming up at one. It's not necessarily affecting anything too much right now, but it's just something to be aware of. When the market opened, it went ahead and it didn't move um, how my bias, right? Well, I don't want to use that word, but my intuition, I wasn't feeling intuitive while the market was printing, um, and it went ahead and it wasn't moving the way that I don't want to use the word imagined. It just wasn't it wasn't reading to my intuition. Basically, that's the best word I can use. Um, and it wasn't reading the way I wanted it to be able to put my risk up and to use my strategy to try and catch that luck, right? So I went ahead and because of that, because of me being tired, um, it's a Monday morning, which can vary. Mondays can be great, Mondays can be slow like this. And because of that, because it's a PA account and I'm a little nervous, probably, though I shouldn't be, I definitely need to work on that for tomorrow. But but yeah, so like for all these reasons, I decided, okay, well, you know what, today's not today's not a day for me to trade because my awareness is off. My ability to go ahead and perform is off. So my probability of catching a luck, of catching a move, of catching a good trade, right? Whether that be because of my personal um, hindrances, right, and my personal afflictions, or whether that be because of the chart, all the other traders, and the timing, and whatever it may be actually going on in the market afflictions, right? I went ahead and I'm deciding that my probability is going to be off, so I don't want to put up risk because I don't need to trade today. I don't need to trade every day, right? If we're basing it off of the fact, I know this is a challenge account and everything's fake, but if we're going to base it off of the fact that on Monday morning, I made, last Monday morning, I made 11 grand, then realistically, I don't need to trade for the whole month. And I would have still been up 11 grand. And then the previous Friday and whatever other days I had made profit, I thought it was like Thursday and maybe a Tuesday or a Friday and a Wednesday. It was something like that from the previous week to pass the challenge, whatever days those were. Then I would have been up 20 grand. So I don't need to trade for the whole week, month. I definitely don't need to trade for this week or the whole month if I wanted to, right? Um, so yeah, it's just being aware like that. So you need to go ahead and you need to implement it. You need to implement your strategy and be self-aware enough to understand when to get into the market, right? When I'm putting a trade in the market, I'm going ahead and I'm putting up risk. And I'm going ahead and saying, okay, well, I'm fine with losing this much money, okay, for this trade because the upside looks better than the downside at the moment, right? I'm looking to catch that luck. I'm looking to catch that trade. I'm looking to catch that motion. When you have something like this where there's not much motion, you can see by energy, I'm a lot slower right now. There's not much motion. And I mean, that's what trading is you just have to be self-aware enough to understand how you're going to play when you put up those trades, right? And then you got to react and you got to be ready for whatever happens. Because once you click that button, that money's out there, right? It's either coming into your pocket or it's coming out of your pocket. Um, so yeah, so you just want to be very cautious and you got to work on that, right? And the only way to work on that is going to be trading. So demo trade, get used to it. Um, yeah, I've been doing this for 2 years now, and now the fruit is starting to bear slowly, slowly. But hey, all right, we give it a couple more minutes and then we'll call it. But yeah, so yeah, that about sums up Monday. It kind of I just wanted to go ahead and explain my thought process on everything and why I was kind of acting the way I was today. It's like, oh, he's not very eager to get into a trade. You don't need to be. It's not about being eager to get into something. It's almost the eagerness comes from going ahead and performing well. So me doing this, right, and seeing how price is acting now, oh, I could have gotten into this trade for a little under 20 points. Yay, whatever. That's fine. Like, I didn't want to put up my risk. I'm half asleep. Um, it wasn't following my strategy. The chart didn't look the way I wanted it to go ahead and implement my strategy, right, and put up that risk. So there's almost that eagerness of going ahead and performing my strategy good and going ahead and knowing, hey, I was self aware enough to hold myself accountable and to hold myself back from getting into a trade that I didn't see fit, right? And look, you can see it's just chopping around, right? Who's to say that this would have went lower and I wouldn't have been trailing my stop? I probably would have. I probably would have been like trailing it. I would have put it like here. But that's besides the point. Is that there's all these different intricacies. There's all these different possibilities, right? And I already went ahead and I made my decisions on what I was going to do, and I followed through with them. And as you can see, I mean, the chart is just ranging. This isn't really my kind of trading day, so it doesn't make sense for me to go ahead and play my piece or take any trades when there's not opportunities for me, right? I can make false opportunities. I can go ahead and um, I could have taken this trade, right? But when I was watching the candles print, it just didn't feel right. Um, and then same with this one. When we were watching the candles print, it just didn't feel right, right? I was being intuitive. I was using my strategy, my trading, um, and performing it to the best of my ability at that moment. Just like when this comes up here. Um, what I'm getting at now, or what I'm thinking now, is that if I was going to take any trades, I should have sold it up here, or I should have bought it here, right? Because we're ranging. You can kind of see that now. Um, it was a little unclear until this popped up, but I mean, you'll be able to see it later once price prints. Um, you'll be able to see, okay, well, how many times did it actually like bounce in? So, I mean, obviously, you can kind of come up with some trading ideas off of that now. And I don't want to go into too much detail over that because it's just ranging, right? So it just makes sense to not go ahead and put up risk, not go ahead and put up money when I don't need to be. Um, because again, this is long term. This is I don't need to get into a trade every single day. I don't need to. There's no reason for it because you're putting yourself up for risk every single time. Um, this isn't like basketball where it's like, oh, the more shots you take, the better. The more shots you take, the more shots you make. I mean, this is not completely wrong, but it's also more like the more calculated shots you take, the more accurate your shots will actually be, right? Or the more you really have to think about this like gambling to a sense. I mean, it's very mathematical. It's a probability. It's a higher probability, and you can make it, and you can make a certain strategy to where it's better than gambling. Yes, and you can perform better, but you need to think about it like you're playing blackjack, right? Or like yeah, I would say blackjack's a good example. Think about it like you're playing blackjack, okay? And I'm not gonna go ahead and put my entire um what I have on hand, cash. I'm not gonna go ahead and put that all on a single hand. That makes no sense because if I lose the hand, then guess what? We're done playing blackjack, right? There you go. So I'm not gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna put half because same thing, right? But again, that really just depends on your strategy. But what my point was to that is that it's not about taking as many shots as possible. It's about going ahead and playing the game properly, using a strategy properly to try and get the advantage on the casino, to get the advantage on the markets, to go ahead and actually perform and profit off of something that is very difficult to understand and has probabilities and luck, catered to it, just like a casino. So that's the name of the game, really. is going ahead and trading. And what I'm doing now is still trading. I didn't physically take a trade, but I'm here, I'm on the charts, I'm analyzing it. I went ahead and I gave you all of my reasons. We went ahead and we almost took trades, right? And all of that. It's still trading. Me not taking a trade is still trading. That's me following my plan, following my intuition, following my strategy to make sure that I can perform another day, right? Um, yeah, because that's basically what it is. You're just trying to stay alive. You're just trying to make money, which is the point. That's why everybody gets into trading is to make money. So if you say that's not why you got into trading, then you're lying. Because I literally have no any, I don't know another reason that somebody would want to start trading like this. I'm going to be completely honest. The journey has been terrible. And it has been rudely awakening. And if you just want to completely, shatter dreams and shatter your what's it called? What's it called? There's a word. I don't want to say that. We'll just use emotions. That's not the word I was looking for. But um, if you just want to, completely obliterate your emotions and just be, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's a very difficult journey, and people get into it for money, and that's why you start trading is because of the money, right? And you want to go ahead and you want to make sure that you're performing in a way to where you can make money, and literally what it is. I don't know how else to explain that, to be honest. But yeah, so I'm gonna call it. As you can see, we're ranging pretty nicely. Here's that same thing. Could have been a buy here. This was just that other idea I was talking about to buy and sell it on the ranges. But you could have bought here, and then it's 20 points up already. So yeah, so just something interesting. We went ahead and we came up with a new strategy after the candle started printing, and we didn't get in any trades, but we were seeing that the trades we wanted to get in were failing. So we reassessed the market, reanalyzed, and went ahead and came up with a new plan. Um, Obviously, that takes time to go ahead and learn that, and to go ahead and kind of understand the flow, understand the feeling of the market, right? Um, to build that intuition, to build that knowledge enough to a point where you're able to go ahead and do stuff like that. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and I'll call it because I'm tired, and I know everybody's busy, and obviously the markets aren't moving too crazy today. We don't have a lot of news, and yeah, I mean, pretty set on that. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.